Hello everyone, how are you? Alright, welcome again guys. Tonight I've got this Lenovo Ideapad, used to be 110. Yes, it is 110. That's what we have today, and it's dead. It's just dead. No life. Let me plug in the charger. Where is my universal charger? Just a sound things. Okay, I'm gonna plug in the universal charger and see if it's working. Small yellow pin will work. This one. Okay. Let's plug this thing in and see what we get. 19 volts plugged in. Okay, no charging light. Oh, that's the recovery key. Oh, it's working. It's working. It's working fine. Let me check out. It's working fine. I'll actually move inside. Oh, it's fine. No need for recording this. Alright, so I've decided to continue with the clip. Yeah, the reason why I decided to continue is I noticed some glitches with the laptop, so I am going to try and resolve those and install a brand new copy of Windows in this laptop. So other than the laptop misbehaving, they were saying that it's shaking, something is moving in there. So I'm just gonna deal with that right now. So yeah. It does happen sometimes that you meet a laptop like this one, where the power button is over there on the keyboard. Once you meet a laptop like that, you just go to the keyboard connector, which in this case is this one. Then you just put your tweezer on ground. Once your tweezer is on ground, then the other pin, you now try it on the remaining pins one by one. But most likely the first three will be the power button, or the last three. One of those. It's really hardly ever at the center. It's usually at the end, between the 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So that's just one way to deal with that. And then the other thing which you might wanna be concerned about would be what nothing really in particular, nothing important here. Okay, so just connecting these cables and we'll be good to go. So I just opened the laptop and I did clean it a little bit. Now I'm just assembling it. Then we will begin with the Windows installation. So let's see. Okay, my battery is flat. I forgot Okay, so as you can see now, it's saying no bootable device, so I know you can't see that. So I'm gonna change this which way you guys be able to see. It's fine this way. Okay, so as you can see, they're saying no bootable device. So once a laptop tells you no bootable device, it's not always that the Windows is crashed or the hard drive is gone or something like that. It does happen sometimes that the problem is with secure boot. So let's get over to secure boot for now and press F2. It's not going there. So what I'll do, I'll switch it off. Now with the Lenovo laptops, usually they have this. Okay, you will find out that somewhere around the laptop, or even at the top next to the power button, somewhere there, you'll be having this sign over there. I hope it's going to be clear. I'll try to maybe link a picture when I'm now editing the video. This is very bad. Okay, if you can see there's a little arrow there next to that hole there, that one. There's a little arrow which is like, just like, yeah, that's the recovery key. So while other laptops you have to press F12 or F2 or any other key to get into BIOS or to get into boot menu, Lenovo does have those buttons, but usually it prefers to use the recovery key. So in this case it's over there. Once I press it, the laptop is on, but it's not going to boot. It's going to lead me to this screen, to this page over there. So I know you can't see that, but what we have in this page, there's normal startup, there's BIOS setup, and there's boot menu, and then there's system recovery. So depending on what you want to do, if you want to do boot menu so that you can boot from your USB, you can go over there. If you want normal startup, it's going to start up normally. And then system recovery, that's self-explanatory. Then now we are heading to BIOS setup. So now we're inside the BIOS. As you can see, hard disk not detected. There's no hard drive in this configuration. The date and time is correct. Security. So most of the time, secure boot will be under security over here. But in this case, it's not there, so it will be this side by boot. So it might not even show you that there's secure boot, but it will not be in legacy support. As long as it's not in legacy support, it's not going to boot using your USB, and it will most likely not boot using any other hard drive other than a secure boot enabled hard drive or an operating system from a USB which is secure boot enabled. So in this case, it's already in legacy support. So if I plug in a USB with Windows 10 or any other operating system, it's supposed to boot. Okay. Good. Okay. I put my USB somewhere today in the morning. I have no idea. The main thing is that you put it somewhere so that you don't lose it, but then that's when you lose it. USB. Gonna plug it in over there. So if your laptop has got USB 3, I advise that you use that port for your Windows installation. It's a fast port, so I don't see the point in using other ports when you have a faster port. Anyways, that's not the point in this case. So I've switched it off. Now I'm going to press the e-recovery again. Okay, now in e-recovery, here is where we go. Okay, so let me record with this phone. At least we can see. Okay. Okay, as you can see there, we have those boots. We have that screen over there. So we have normal startup, we have BIOS setup, we have boot menu, and we have security system recovery. So I'm going to head over to boot menu. So here in boot menu now, I have an option to boot from the USB, but I don't have an option from the hard drive. That's because I didn't install an hard drive inside. So let me first put a hard drive in this laptop. Just give me a minute. Okay, so I'm going to be changing the hard drive. I'm going to put a different one now. Okay, let's change the hard drive for now. This is a Samsung hard drive. Most of these are 1 terabyte, but this one is 500 gig. So I'm changing that 500 gig with this 500 gig. The whole reason why I'm changing with this one is that that one wasn't a slim. It wasn't a slim drive. So what do I mean by that? If you take a look at the thickness there, it's different. There you can clearly see one ends over there, then the other one is way thick. There. So the slim fits easy into this laptop, but then this, it doesn't fit nicely, so that's why the laptop was making a lot of noise. Okay, so let me first set that up. Also, I have to change the battery in this laptop. This battery doesn't work. So I'm going to first align this.
I was blind, but he made me see. When I was lost, he gave me a hug. When all my friends and loved ones went no
Okay, so I'm going to change the battery right now. Later, if I already have all the internal work done, that will save me a great deal of time when I have to close this. Okay. How are you supposed to come out? So I want to do the same thing with this guy. Okay. So here we go. Nice. So like I always say, avoid plugging in the battery immediately or doing anything with the battery or the DC inject connected. That way you avoid the risk of having to blow or burn anything on the motherboard while dealing maybe with a tweezer. This will cause a short circuit and you end up doomed. Anyways, let's get on with this. So on there, this battery is working. So as you can see, we now have a post Lenovo, blah blah blah. There's Windows 7 on this hard drive. Control delete. I don't wanna go there. I have to really show me. So as you can see, it's not showing me anything with any of the functions. Although here's a thought. Let's do it this way. Yeah, so it does work. They do work, these keys, but only if you press FN function, because you have the key itself and then you have a secondary one. Okay, so there, as you can see, we have F1 there.
Mute. So the first option would be to mute, and then you then press F1 if you press function. So in this case I pressed function and then I pressed F12.
In this case I press
And
function
then
and
the
I
boot
press F12.
menu screen just popped up. So in this case we're going to head over to
So in
USB.
this case we're going to head over to USB.
Press any key to put from USB.
Press any key to put from USB.
So now we are loading from Windows.
So now we are loading from
Going to pause.
Going to
Means that up until we get that screen, I'll continue.
until we get that
Because I don't have enough space on this phone to be recording videos like this.
phone to be recording videos like this. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to pause now, and when it resumes, I'm gonna resume. Okay. So now we are here. Okay, so what you want to do from here is choose your language, and then choose the time and currency format, keyboard and input method. Then from there you just hit install. So the next stages are just the only critical stages, otherwise there's nothing big with Windows installation. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward starting setup. Okay, so once it's here,
you just want to, most of these things, they are simple and straightforward. Okay, here you don't say upgrade, because you install like a from boot menu. But if you're inside Windows, which if your Windows is already working, then you can say custom install. You can say upgrade, but in this case we're going to say custom install over there. Hit enter. Then when you are here and you want to make a fresh installation, if you want to keep your files, you just click next. It will create a new folder for Windows, and then your files will be kept in Windows Code. But in this case I want a new installation, so I'm just gonna head over to delete over there, hit enter and say okay. That will both format and delete the partition. Then I'll just go to the other partition as well, head over to delete, hit okay. It will, now you have a complete, you just have one partition. So when you say enter, Windows will now format the hard drive and then create its own partitions. So you have a complete fresh Windows installation on your PC. So yeah, that's just it. That's just the important details with Windows installation. The rest, it's just basics. Everyone knows. Okay. So now I'm just gonna have to wait for it to install all the way to the end.
Yes, the heart of it, every part of it is from God's highest throne. Every time the sun shows his face, every time I needed his grace, every little word in the end, never will escape from his hand. No, 'cause he arose again, he defeated sin, and he shed his blood for me. It was an act of God. I've got to know, was it an act of God causing you to turn him away? Is it an act of God that you're refusing to pray? It was an act of God opening the blind eyes to see. It is an act of God, what he is doing for me. Every time the sun shows his face, every time I needed his grace, every little bird in the air never will escape from his hand. No, he arose again, he defeated sin, and he shed his blood for me. It was an act of God. I know he arose again, he defeated sin, and he's coming back for me. It is an act of God. It is an act of God.
Okay, so now we're at 99%. Just waiting for that 1%. Then it's going to restart. Come on, you moron. Okay, so now installing features, installing updates, then finishing up. Well, unlike Windows 7, Windows 7 will first go on installing features, installing updates, then restart. Then it will come back. No, it will install features, then restart, then install updates, then restart. Yeah, there's too many restarts with Windows 7. I think Windows 10 only restarts once, if not twice. once. It only restarts once. Okay, so now it's restarting. Once it's now in that stage, you can take out the USB. The reason being, if you keep the USB on, plugged on there, it's just going to restart the installation again. So at the end of the day, you have done nothing. You do the same process again, over and over and over and over. Yeah, so I'll have to also change that LCD. Well, first I'll let them know that the LCD is broken. I'm sure they already know. Because this thing came in as dead now. So since it came in as dead, no one knew that it had those two lines over there. But yeah, I'll let them know. And then we see what happens from there. So now we're just waiting for it to get into the system now. This part is going to take a few minutes, so I'm gonna pause now. Don't even be fooled by that. It's going to say getting devices ready, and you will be stuck there for quite a number of minutes.
Munda uyo, dime mwami, nitume muli mwana mushonto. 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 Baba, son to die for me. What about you? Or does your Lord love you? Hey, do you love him? Oh, my God is great, I don't know about yours.
See, my Lord gave his son
To die for me.
Why does yours have to give?
That's better than that.
He gave to me without a price. Ta-da-da, ta-da-da, ta-da-da. Yes, he loves me. Oh, my Lord loves me. Hey, and I love him. Oh, he gave his son to die for me. What about you? Or does your Lord love you? Hey, do you love him? Oh, my God is great, I don't know about yours.
My Lord
Loves me. Oh, my Lord loves me. Hey, and I love him.
Okay, so it's done installing it, and Cortana is going to make noise up until he's done. Blah 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 blah.
And if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your screen.
Stay quiet.
If you need an assistant screen reader, press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time to turn on narrator. Okay, enough intro. Let's dig in. Is that right?
Okay, so this installation took way longer than I expected. Well, it's normal. Most laptops will take up to 45 minutes for a complete installation up until it's inside the system. So you have to select your location, and then from there you need to choose the keyboard
Your
setup.
keyboard is set to US. Do you also type with
US.
another keyboard layout?
There I'll just say skip unless you have a different keyboard layout. This is just straightforward. It's a straightforward procedure. Microsoft makes it easy for you. Here it's going to ask you to connect to the
Now let's
internet.
get you connected to a network.
So at this stage
That
I
way you
usually
get
say I don't
updates,
have
apps,
internet even
and
if I
videos as
have
soon as
internet.
possible. How about the first one on the list? Want to use that one?
Keep quiet. The reason why I choose to say I don't have internet access is that when you say you have, when you connect to the Wi-Fi, it's going to create an online account, which simply means without the internet you can't sign into the laptop. Without a Wi-Fi you can't log into the laptop. So just imagine the last Wi-Fi you were logged into was maybe here, and then you travel to a different place where you don't have a Wi-Fi. You can't use the internet, the laptop.
Just so
So
you know,
here you just say
connecting to a
continue with limited setup. So when you do it this way, it'll create
Something
an
went wrong.
offline.
You'll have to try again.
It'll create an offline account.
Type what you want to name your account.
So here I'm just gonna say user. Password I'm gonna skip. Then it's going to ask us
These are
to
the settings Microsoft recommends.
accept. So from there you just have to wait for it to finish. It will say hi, and then that's another bunch of minutes waiting for it. So yeah, after that we will continue from there.
Jesus.
Sakutazirai she dinoda kuva chisikwa chitsvai she ivai simba rangu moyo motsvai she sikai mandiri dista tadzai she.
Okay, so that's it. We are done with installing Windows. Yeah. So that's just it. The battery is now at 30%. So I can take out my charger and the laptop remains on. Yeah, so now I just have to let them know about the LCD, let them know about whatever it is that I did on the laptop. Not the battery as well, yeah, because the battery, they already knew about the battery. So yeah, that's just it. Basically, that's how you approach a Windows installation. For me, that's the easiest way. You might find an easier way, easier and faster. I don't know if there is one. But they confirmed and agreed that they want to change the LCD. They don't mind putting a different LCD into the laptop now. Just want to get rid of those lines. So I'm just going to show a basic way on how to change a hard drive or an LCD. So you basically need a prime tool, something like this. Doesn't matter size, like do you have a bigger size? Let me just show you. So in this set I have this one. That's also a prime tool. Okay, so this is a bigger prime tool. You can also use this, or if you have, you can use these. But these, they work fine, especially if you're dealing with cell phones. Because if you're not dealing with this, they do work, but then they are not something which you would rely on. They bend. So with cell phones, they are fine because you're dealing with delicate stuff on cell phones. So there we go. Just gonna take that guy off. You just need to take out the front bezel there. Now that's off. Most LCDs, they have, if it's a slim line, if it's a slim 30-pin slim, 40-pin slim, it'll be having 4 screws over there. But the latest type of LCD no longer has screws. It'll be held with some double tape over there or glue underneath. Then the old types of LCDs, they were held sideways. They were very thick, such that there was enough room to put a screw over there. So these ones, you just unscrew those 4 screws over there. That's one. And that's 2. 3, 4. So once those are off, you just lift the LCD and it's out. Then here at the back, there's just a connector over there. You can just put it out and the LCD is out. So all you have to do is find a replacement LCD. Okay, so with me over here, I have 3 different LCDs. So this is the one which I took out right now.
just now. That's a 30 pin slim. So with these LCDs, I have got this one, that's a 40 pin slim. So it's basically the same with this 30 pin slim, same size, 15.6 inch, but number of pins over there, it's 40 pins. So it's a bit wider. It might not fit with, it will not fit actually when you put it here. And then you get this type. These are thick, so if you take a look there, they have screw holes over there. So they would fit in like that, and then they would have be screwed to these supports. These supports over there. So that's another type, and this one is 40 pin, but you do have a 30 pin as well for this. So if you take this and put it in a slim, it will work, but it won't fit. That's the only issue, because it will be too thick, and the slim will also be too thin in a thick one. So this is the one which we're going to be replacing with. It's a 30 pin slim as well. So let's just plug that in. So usually I prefer putting a sticker there, that way I'm certain that the cable will not move, because it's nothing nice when the customer starts saying the laptop is it will stop displaying when you move it to an angle, to a certain angle, it stops displaying. So if I have that tape over there, I know it won't move. So now we just need to place the LCD back on, and then we align the cable there. So yeah, the whole reason why this front bezel came out easy with that prime tool for cell phones is that it's been taken off before. And that's why it's easy. But if it's a new something which has not been tampered with, it will give a fight. Even if you're using a metal prime tool like this, it will really give you a huge fight. Okay. Okay, so now we just need to put back the screws. As you can see, the lines are gone, just like that. So now we no longer have lines. You can see the number of seconds it's taking to switch on. So it's roughly between 45 and going all the way up beyond 1 minute to start up if you are using an HDD, a hard drive. But if you are using an SSD, it will take you something like between 3 to 6 seconds. The laptop will be on with a fully displayed. I don't know why it switched off, but we were on there. Okay, so there we go. We are into the system now, and we don't have any lines. So since this is a second-hand screen, I would advise that you really clean it, so that when you give your client the laptop, they will have something which is satisfying. But if it's a brand new LCD, you don't have to worry about anything. You'll be having a protective plastic over it, so you have no issue. Now we just have to put back the front bezels. Some of the front bezels will be having 2 screws there and 2 screws there. Then if it's like a Lenovo T5 520 like mine, which I'm using right now, then it has 1, 2, and 3. There's no screws at the top, so they will orient them in whatever way they decide to but the general idea is still the same. So there we go. There we go. So the LCD has been replaced and we now have a nice network. So it's pretty slow. The reason why it's slow is that this laptop is using an onboard RAM. That's one. So the onboard RAM is only 2 gig. There is no way I can upgrade it without changing chips themselves. Like that's going to need maybe a reballing machine, or even a hotel is going to work, but it's very tricky. And then the other reason is that it's using an Harddrive. The Harddrive is very slow. It's very slow. It's a mechanical drive, so it's going to be slow. Even file transfer with this laptop is going to be very slow. And then so if I change and put an SSD, it's going to work really nice. Something that someone will appreciate. And then if it had a replaceable RAM, it was going to be nice. I could change and just put an 8 gig or a 16 gig. That would be nice. Like, yeah, that way it's a good laptop. So anyways, that's what we have for now, and we're done. We are done with this one. Just gonna check the properties over there. For 65 gigabytes, which is a 500 gig hard drive, properties so here I have 2 gigabytes of RAM. I have an Intel Celeron N3060 1.6 gigahertz. So it's not a good PC at all, really. It's just there for your general use. For general use, playing music, office use, not heavy office use though. Playing music, that will be fine. So the other thing that you want to do soon after installing Windows is to install drivers. You need to install drivers on the laptop. So as for me, I'm using driver pack. Although sometimes I have a lot of applications that I use, but the reason why I use driver pack is that this one is offline. There's an online and an offline. This one already has all the packages in there. You don't need to download them upon installation. But then there is WinZip driver installer. There is other driver installers also, or Windows driver installer itself in the device manager. So besides drivers, I'm also going to install Microsoft Office 2019. Then I'm going to install Adobe PDF Reader. Yeah, those are going to be the basic applications that any user really would appreciate on their laptop. So usually your office might not appear over there, but if you check it over there, or with that with those extended application views,
can see it will be installing there in background. So you can either come over there or there. So it also tell you the percentage. Obviously it's installing in the background. Click here for status. So I don't need to do that. Okay, it says Microsoft is viewing Adobe as like a virus, so you just need to go over there where you are getting the notification, and you go to driver, to device, to the settings. That's where you allow. So yeah, that's it for tonight, guys. Finally, yeah, that's the last. I'm going to sleep now, so we're basically done. You can sleep and let it deal with drivers and deal with Microsoft Office. When I wake up, we'll be done. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in another video.